Hey, what's up, everybody? Jeremy Donson here with E7 Music School, and today I'm going to be showing you Pull Me Under by Dream Theater, and we're going to be using the official music video. Super fun. I love this song so much, man. So if you like this song, please do be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want the full song breakdown in depth, go to my website, e7musicschool.com, and you can watch the full version via being a monthly member. Anyways, here we go. Let's get started. I am very excited to show you guys this. Here we go. All right, here we go from the beginning on the official video version. Here we go. All right, so super fun. I love that guitar riff that's going on. Love the drums to it. It's just a beautiful piece of music, man. And this version's like almost 5 minutes long. The original, I believe, is 8.5-ish, something like that. But a large amount of that is more of the same stuff. I mean, there's a few things that he adds in there extra, some different pieces, but largely it's the same, it's just longer. All right, here we go. So let's see, the very beginning, so what we're going to do when we come in is this. So we're going to have a driving bass beat here. Okay, so the bass is never going to stop. It's driving bass beat. And then what we're going to do is right, left, right, both. Do a snare and floor hit here. Now, once that happens, 1 and a 2 and is the counting there. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, right? Now, let's talk about this for just a moment. Sticking, counting, proper technique, etc. So you want to make sure that you go 1 and a 2 and right, left, right, both. You really want to make sure that that's the motion that's happening here. Okay? And then next, we're going to do bass with floor tom and then left, right on the high tom. So putting it together, ready, go. One and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Now this sticking is going to go right, left, right, right, left, right. And where the basses are going to go is at every downbeat, 1, 2, 3, 4. But more specifically with the drums, it's going to go bass, bass. So bass and a bass snare, bass. So if you think of it like that, bass and a bass snare, bass. That's what you're doing. Okay, now next, then on the mid-tom, the bass hits again. On the mid-tom, the bass hits. So, let's do it again. Now, after this one, you're going to do 2 mid and then bass and floor together. Right? Okay, so that is how we're going to do the tom section, the proper sticking and everything. Now, one more thing I want to show you. If you watch the right hand, 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3, all the way through the fill, even 3 and 4 and. The right hand never changes, never stops here. So music theory tells us anytime you can keep your right hand going, do so if it fits naturally with what's happening, and it does. Watch my right hand. It didn't change the whole time. It was the same the whole time. So that's hugely important. Really, really helpful when you're doing songs, especially of this difficulty. If you can have something consistent with the right hand, that's hugely, hugely helpful. All right, now, after we do that, we get into the next part. So let's just play that with music one more time, and then I'll show you the next section. Here we go. Okay, all right, so once we finish the fill, now, once we finish the fill, that's what we're going to do next. Now, to talk about that for a moment, let's talk about more of the metronome, right? More about the metronome. We're drummers. Our job is to keep everybody on time. And in addition to that is to do cool, awesome stuff on the drums, which Mike Portnoy is awesome at doing. So remember how I was saying earlier on the fill, the right hand never changed, right? Well, the right hand doesn't change here either from what it's doing in the beat. It's just doing quarter notes. But the bass drum, the right foot actually is going to be more of our metronome this time because it's just doing this the entire time. So all that double bass that you hear is the left foot being thrown into what's happening, but the right foot is going to stay the same. It's going to be the same. So that's hugely, hugely helpful to have something that's constant or consistent if possible. I mean, sometimes there's just not going to be something consistent because it's just random all over the place. But anytime that you have something that can be consistent, it helps a lot to have that type of checkpoint, if you will, and to keep you consistent. And if you notice that you change your bass, then you know you did it wrong. So it also helps you to eliminate error or mistakes because sometimes you might not realize that your right foot didn't kick. But if you know it's supposed to kick just nonstop, that's very, very helpful to make sure you're doing it right. So just a little helpful tip there. And I'd love to hear back about the tips and things that I give you guys, how it helped you and how you applied it. So feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear that. All right, so here we go. So when we finish the fill, by the way, that fill is going to go right, left, right, right, left, right. So just backing up 1 second, when you finish the first one, you go to the snare drum, 1 and a 2 and then you do 3 and 4 and. So the bass does not hit on any of these snares, by the way, so make sure it's just no bass activity going on there. All right, now, after that, you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3. Dig-a-dut-dut-dut-dut. Now, breaking this down, you're going to crash with the bass drum with your right foot, and you're going to do 3 basses here. Right, left, right. Okay, now, next you're going to have dig-a-dut, snare, bass, bass, right? Now, on the snare drum, the bass is hitting as well. So the bass and snare and crash are all 3 hitting at the same time. So it's like so, right? So it's dig-a-dut, all 3, bass by itself, bass and crash together. Right? Okay. All right, so now going from the fill to that, now we have to there. So now once we finish that bass drum, here's what we do next. We're going to go dig a bass, 1, 2, 3. And the third bass, you're going to crash again. So remember, we have 2 consistent things going here. Your right foot never stops, and your right hand never stops. Your right foot's doing eighth notes, your right hand's doing quarter notes, right? That's helpful. So basically you're going to be doing this. And other stuff in between with the left foot. All right, so putting that together now. So once you do those two basses by themselves, you just do snare, bass, and crash all together, like that. Let's do it slow. Ready? Go. Okay. Now after that, you have 5 basses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the crash hits on the third bass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So putting that together, we have see how there was the 5 basses at the end, right? Dig-a-dut, snare, bass, bass, dig-a-dut, dig-a-dig-a-dut. Or 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and. So it loops again back to the 1 and 2. It's the same thing, you just loop it. So it's ending in double bass and it's starting in double bass, so that's why we have 5 in a row instead of 3 as we did in the beginning. It just repeats it again. Okay. So it's just repetitive. You keep doing it over and over. And then the fill is largely the same as the other fill, but instead of going dig-a-dut, crash, you're going to go dig-a-dut, dig-a-crash. Right? So putting it together now. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now let's do that with music one more time, and we got it. I'll go over one more thing talking about that to make sure it's clear, and then this section will be good to go, and we're on to the next. All right, very good. One thing that I wanted to show you is the transition of going from the beat to the final fill, right? How do we do that? So we got 1 and 2 and 3, and then we do the fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1. That's how you transition into that. Into the fill and then into the next section. All right, let's move on to the next section. I'm going to start at about 16 seconds here and just jump in, about 15, and we're just going to jump in and show you what we're going to cover, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. All right, very good. So here's what we're going to do first. So when we finish the fill and crash into it, then we're going to go straight to the beat. Let's just listen to that really quick together, then I'll show you. So we're going to go, let's start on the crash. So we did the fill. So starting on the crash, crash, and then triple kick. Okay, so we're going to do crash with the bass, or just on the hi-hat, and then a triple kick, and then crash with snare, like so. Okay. Now, when you do the triple kick, Most people would do right, left, right. So I would recommend you do right, left, right. I actually do a double kick left and then, I'm sorry, I do a double kick with my right foot and then one left foot. But I would probably recommend just do right, left, right. I think that'll be easier. I just enjoy doing it this way. But, you know, I would do right, left, right when you play that. All right, so going from the crash over. You're going to do that 3 times. Now, the 4th time is going to be slightly different. So let's do it with music, and then I'll show you the 4th. All right. Now, what we do on the 4th one, so well, let's back up. Let's do it 3 times. Now, on the 4th one, we're going to go bass and digita, triplet, and 1 snare, no crashes. And then when we do the normal beat, where it normally goes with the crashes, you're going to crash with the snare like you did before, but then you're going to crash with the bass drum. So it's going to go bass, crash, crash, but you're doing snare, bass instead of snare, snare. That's the only real difference there in the 4th time, except besides doing the extra triple kick before that. So the 4th measure again is going to go. Right? And then the fill itself, you're going to do a right hand and then dig-a-dut, dig-a-dut. Right? So it's going to go. And that starts the double bass part next. So just to go over that transition again, we're finishing the 2nd going into the 3rd. There we go. So basically on that last one, we're going to go bass and to get the snare and bass and to get crash, crash, and the normal fill, right? So just like so. Now, let's put this together and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, I hope this was hugely helpful and fun for you. We made it to about a little over 30 seconds into the song, and a lot of this is repeated, so you actually learned more than that when you think of it that way. You're going to be doing some of this stuff again coming up in the song. So I hope it was super, super fun. And again, if you like it, please do be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Email me. I'd love to hear from you, definitely. And this is just a piece, guys. Seriously, if you want the whole thing, go to the website. It's totally fun to have the entire breakdown. So I would love for you guys to look into that and see if you would like to learn the entire song. So thanks again. I really appreciate you and your love and support. And as always, be sure to have fun, stay awesome, and rock on. Later, guys.